right, so what is this starting off? It looks like there's some kind of structure here, an invisible structure. What's going on here, and what is my goal in this world?
So this is Creativerse. It's kind of our ultimate take on the sandbox voxel adventure game. What you're actually standing in the middle of right now is a blueprint, and there's actually an easier way to show you. I think if you go over to this to the cornerstone is what it's called in the center. Yeah, hit your tab button to switch back to your building, and then point down at the cornerstone. And then left click to interact with it. Okay, so if you click deactivate, it's actually going to show you what this thing is that you're trying to build. So now escape and then back up and you'll see. Yeah, so there's this structure you're trying to build. It's called the wishing well. And what blueprints are is, like, you know, we're huge fans of Minecraft and builder games like this. One of the things that we found though is that not everybody knows how to build amazing stuff. Like, we all see amazing stuff being built and we're like, kind of, I wish I could do that, but I don't feel talented enough or whatever. Blueprints is the way for you and your friends to be those amazing builders that you always see on YouTube. So if you go back to the blueprint now, and I'll show you how this works. Go back to the cornerstone and activate it. And you can even click track materials there if you want to see. So those are the materials up there that you're going to need to collect, although we've already given them to you in this demo, but kind of shows you all the things that you need to get to build this blueprint. So now what it's showing you, if you look at the ones that are surrounded by blue, the red ones are the ones that are not, they don't belong to the blueprint. So like there's supposed to be something else there, but you place that and it's telling you that that's the wrong thing for that location. But if you look back over here, so now pull up your inventory and you can actually find that you have some of those materials for placing. What? E. Or maybe you don't.
No, we used them.
Yeah, somebody else already put them down. Let's see, I think there's some chests around here that have the materials. Let's go gather them. Go over there to where those signs are. Yeah, there we go. So just left click on the chest or hit F, and then you can drag some of those things in. So I think the starting things you need are like that block over there, a couple of these guys, pull that guy over, this one. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so now if you open your inventory and drag some of those things down to your quick bar, and as you start to place blocks on the locations, what you'll see is it starts to uncover even, yeah, see it turns green showing you that's the right block for that location. And as you're building stuff, it starts to uncover more things to build, and it's kind of like paint by numbers in that way. And what it does is you and your friends can then start filling this thing in, and it might take you hours because there's a lot of materials and it's a pretty big build. But it's really fun. It gives you this thing you can do in the game where, you know, like I said, you kind of feel like you're an expert builder, even though you're kind of following this guideline of what to do.
That's really cool.
Thanks.
So tell me about the actual inventory system here in terms of our awesome looking gear.
Yeah, so this is all the highest end stuff in the game that we have decked this player out with because you know, there's actually bad guys in this demo world and we don't want people getting killed, so we just gave you all the best armor and the best weapons in the game. One of the things that we tried to do with Creativerse is, you know, we kind of feel like there's all these different types of players in a voxel adventure game like this. So there's combat players, there's builders, there's crafters, whatever it is. We've tried to look at every one of those types of players and make their experience a little bit better than what they've seen before in these types of games. So in the case of combat, the world is full of all these different types of creatures that aren't, they're all a little bit different. They all present a unique type of challenge. So in this demo, I'll see if I can show you some. So let's actually go down into one of the more dangerous areas of the game. So if you turn around and go over to where those beacons are over there, there's kind of like a teleport hub that we've set up over where those those lights are shining in the sky. So each one of those beacons leads kind of down into the earth, and they're teleporters. So yeah, that's the lowest level called the corruption, but let's go to something a little bit easier to start with. So there's a lava layer, and then there's over here, you're taking damage because just being next to that corrupted material right there.
Wow.
If you look, walk up close, you'll see you start taking this corrupted kind of stat debuff.
Yeah.
And it starts growing over time the closer you are. And you can see there's some information up here, like the temperature of the area you're in, and the type of area and the time, and where the sun is in the sky. So that's the lava layer. You can head down there if you want, just walk through it. That's how teleporters work, but you can, yeah, you just have to step through. So now you can see you're starting to take a little bit of heat damage, and the closer you get to the lava, the faster that will go up. Of course, there's gear in the game and potions and things you can use to protect yourself against that stuff. And we kind of built this area out, but obviously, you know, we had one of our developers kind of go down into the earth and dig and build to show off these areas. Yeah, there's one of the creatures. This guy's called Hotfoot. Oh, there's two of them actually.
Oh,
you're gonna wall off. You can kill him, or you can just do that.
There we go.
So what I was saying earlier is all the different types of creatures have different capabilities, and they all act a little bit differently. So you'll find creatures that blind you, creatures that sneak up behind you, creatures that flick you up in the air. So you're starting to take corruption damage here, but you'll be okay for a minute. And then there's anti-corruption potion right here if you want to drink it. If you just hit number 5 and then, yeah, hit it twice. Yeah, so now you have this corruption protection in the last 10 minutes. And that's an advanced thing to craft in the game. You have to find all the materials and things to do it, as you might imagine. So we have various crafting stations in the world, stations where you can put stuff together, where you can process and forge and do all that kind of stuff. And it's all about collecting the materials required to sort of build your ultimate thing, craft your ultimate gear, whatever the case may be. Those are the lights that are in the world, and that's corrupted water down there. You can pick up water with that glove that you have too and place it down in the world. So you can actually just, yeah, you can kind of suck up that and then you can place it down in a kind of an unlimited way.
That's really cool. I dig how it just refills in because there's so much more. Oh
yeah.
Man, Sling's here.
Yeah, that guy's gonna whack you. Yeah, you see how he's, yeah. So if you notice, he was like bending down, he was about to fling you up in the air. It's another example of a creature that has different. So let's see, you can go into this one.
Okay, I see the crafting station actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where, hey Dave, where's the nearest crafting station, do you know?
Here.
In here?
Like a gear on the
Oh, right, yeah, follow that up there. That'll lead you to the nearest one.
Thanks.
Yeah, keep going, so there it is. So there's a couple things to craft. Not a lot has been unlocked here. As you find recipes in the world and as you craft things, it unlocks more. So there's a little bit of progression in terms of discovering things in the world and unlocking them over time. And you can see something, you can scroll down, there's some more stuff there too, some more decorative items.
So in terms of multiplayer, do you do server hosting for this, or is it Steam-based?
Yeah, Creativerse is will be a free game. It's $20 right now in early access because we kind of haven't opened the floodgates yet. But when, hopefully later this year, Creativerse will be free, and the multiplayer is completely free as well, and we host it. It's actually hosted on Amazon, and we tried to make it as seamless as possible because it's another thing that's kind of annoyed us with voxel games we played in the past is playing a game with your friend is kind of an exercise in frustration. You have to like set up a server somewhere, and it probably costs, you know, a certain amount per month and all that kind of stuff. And one of the most fun experiences we've had playing these types of games is playing with your friends. So we just wanted to make that totally seamless. Whoa, dude. You just blew yourself off the top of the tree. You should play with the bombs though, they're really fun. Actually, go to the center. One of the fun things to do is swim down to the bottom of that lake and put a bomb at the base of it, and you can basically create this like little Niagara Falls. Yeah, so light those off. And then run. Yeah, so you can see it starts to fill in with water. So what I was going to say is, every time you start a world in Creativerse, it's actually a hosted world. But you don't have to do anything, it's automatic. And if you want, I'll show you how this works. So if you quit out of this, so hit escape and go to exit world. It'll take you back to the main menu. And what we basically have here is almost like the YouTube of voxel games. So there's a search bar at the top, and you can really search anybody's world and just click one click to join it. So search for German Knights, which is one of our bigger community worlds that people have created. Yeah. So there it is right there. And if you just, all you have to do is click on it and click play. This world is, like I said, a large community of German players has set up this world. When you join or anybody joins, they're joining as a visitor now, so you can look around and you can like promote people to builders or whatever it is. These guys have a community of builders that manages the world, and then they invite anyone else who wants to come in to check it out and play it. And it's one of the more advanced builds that we've seen. Like, these players have really added a lot to the world and done a lot to set it up. So right now what's happening is the Amazon is spinning up a world in the cloud and setting it up for you to join. and then your client automatically connects to that. And again, it's all free and hosted by us. So.
How many have you successfully gotten on the server at one time? How many players?
So, thousands, and in terms of being inside of different worlds. On any given world, I think right now we limit it to 20, but you know, we'd like that to grow to hundreds over time, but that's a challenge, technical challenge.
There's not very much stuff right now.
So they start this off with a teleporter.
Yeah, I don't know why they start you off in this little like pit, but.
So do they have permissions you can set to invite guests into a world?
Yeah, and so right now, anybody who joins the world, their permissions are automatically set to just visitor, so you can't dig or do anything in the world yourself unless you ask them for, then they can promote you to a builder. But this is all stuff that's been done by the community. That's actually one of the blueprints, one of our blueprints on the right that they built, this Pigsy statue, and then behind that is one that they built. And our ultimate dream with blueprints is actually to let players create them for each other. So right now they're coming from us, and if you hit escape, I'll show you how that looks. Like if you go to the store, so these are like some of the blueprints that you can buy, and there's a couple more if you scroll down. Eventually this is going to be a player-driven store, so these will all be things that the players create and sell back and forth to each other.
That's really cool, man. I think my battery's about to die on the camera, so we'll wrap it up there.
Awesome.
This is really cool. I can't imagine how long it took these the German knights to build up such an epic structure.
They've been doing it for a couple months now. It's really fun to watch them do this too.
How far does it take to run from one side of a fresh map to another?
Oh, a couple hours.
A couple hours.
Yeah.
All right, this is definitely one of the more exciting voxel games. Normally I have to say, well, what makes your voxel game different? But this one is pretty self-explanatory.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks a lot.